Before time began, there was nothing. No earth, no sky, no stars, just darkness, silence. And then a voice. Let there be light. And suddenly, the universe begins. Genesis chapter 1 isn't just the first page of the Bible, it's the first glimpse of purpose, of design, of a creator who speaks life into existence. This is the story of the beginning, not told through science or speculation, but through meaning, through divine intention. Day 1, light and darkness. God's first act isn't building a planet, it's creating light. He separates light from darkness. And from that moment, time begins, day and night. God calls the light good. He doesn't fight chaos, he speaks order. Creation listens. Day 2, the sky. God creates the heavens, the atmosphere, a space between the waters below and above. What we now know as sky, clouds, air, the vast blue above. It may sound simple, but without this layer, life can't breathe. Every detail matters. Day 3, land and life. God commands the waters to gather. Seas form and dry land appears. But he doesn't stop at geography. He speaks again, and the land bursts with life. Plants, trees, flowers, each producing seeds able to reproduce. There's rhythm here. God forms, then fills. Order, then beauty. Day 4, the lights in the sky. Now God assigns purpose to light. He places the sun to rule the day, the moon to guide the night. And stars, too many to count. Not just decoration, but markers of time and season. He's not just creating a world, he's writing a cosmic calendar. Day 5, life in sea and sky. The waters come alive, teeming with fish, great sea creatures. The skies flutter with birds of every kind. Motion, song, color, balance. And for the first time in Scripture, God blesses his creation. Be fruitful and multiply. Life wasn't meant to just exist. It was meant to grow. Day 6, animals and humanity. God creates land animals, wild and domestic. From elephants to ants, diversity flourishes. But then, something different happens. God says, let us make man in our image. Humans are not just another creature, we're reflections. Carriers of God's image, male and female, both made with value, both given dominion, not domination, over creation, stewards, partners, purpose bearers. And God doesn't just call this good, he calls it very good. You, made in the image of God, were never an accident. You were always part of the plan. Day 7, rest. After 6 days of work, God stops. Not because he's tired, but because it is complete. This final act, rest, teaches us something vital. Creation isn't finished until there's space for stillness, a rhythm of work and worship, of doing and being. Rest is holy, because God himself rested. Genesis 1 isn't just about how the world began, it's about why. It reveals a God who creates with care, who speaks, sees, names, blesses, who brings light into darkness, who forms humans not as mistakes, but as masterpieces. And what does that say about you? That you're not random, not forgotten, not just one of billions, but a being created in divine image, with purpose, identity, and meaning. So what can we learn from Genesis 1? That creation is not chaos, that beauty has order, that time has rhythm, and that every human being, including you, matters. In the beginning, God. And in that beginning, your story started too. But if this is the beginning, then why is the world so broken? In our next episode, we'll look at Genesis chapter 3, where paradise is lost, and the human heart begins its struggle with sin, shame, and separation. Subscribe and join me on this journey through the Bible, one chapter at a time, from creation to redemption, from the first word to the final promise.